That's right from our Storm Center file. There is a high pressure, and I mean high pressure pattern over Fort Pierce, Florida. It's apparently dealing drugs. The Fort Pierce police stopped a car with the intense smell of marijuana wafting from it. After searching the car, the officer found a bag of pot along with a bag of cocaine in the purse of one of the two passengers, a Ms. Kenesha Posey. When questioning the owner of the purse about the drugs, the police report recorded her answer as follows, and I quote, "It's a windy day. It must have flown through the window and into my purse," end quote. With laughable explanations like that, she might be a candidate for a job in the U.S. Senate with Spartacus or even Pocahontas. All I can say is, again? Winds distributing sellable amounts of drugs in individual baggies? I wonder, is the National Weather Service in on this? Are the cartels worried about nature's competition? You know, I always thought blow was slang for cocaine, not a method of delivering it. By the way, authorities report that Ms. Posey was charged with a felony count for cocaine possession and a misdemeanor for the marijuana. Now, in a related story, it's reported that ducks in that area of Florida have developed a drug problem. Several hundred were recently found standing around the side of a pond acting like a bunch of quackheads. Folks, we don't just report these stories, we do write them, I gotta tell you. All right, moving along. From our sci-fi drive-in movie files, a 54-year-old Chinese farmer in northern China had a little time on his hands. So rather than till the soil or milk the cows, he invented a giant robot crab that you can ride. You hear that, American farmers? While you're out there feeding our citizens, China's gotten a jump on us in the development of a giant rideable robot crab. Mr. Fu Zhenlin did this in his spare time back home in Hai-He City. The leggy device can carry up to 220 pounds. Now, before I get my farming friends angry or my paranoid friends worried about the giant hordes of Chinese farmers descending on America riding these, be comforted just to know that they don't float. Also, it would probably take an army of Chinese farmers about 100 years just to travel to America at top speed, even if they could create a floating robo-crab bridge to cross the Pacific. And you can basically flee one of these at a leisurely walking pace. Now, remembering that inventing is Mr. Zhenlin's hobby, we have no record of his farming prowess. One of my personal disappointments was the robot crab doesn't come with a robo hammer, butter, and a very large bib. Fu has also created the robo dog and a robo horse. I wonder, does the guy ever farm? But maybe we understand better why the American farmers are the most efficient and they grow the safest and most proficient crops in all the world, and God bless them for doing it. Folks in the UK had a cow recently, and not a mad one, by the way. It was having a cow over a restaurant all the way in Las Vegas, and what they were serving. Jamie Oliver, best known for his British TV series The Naked Chef, is an advocate for removal of unhealthy food in England. Now, frankly, I'd think that standing over food naked is not all that healthy. But his focus was recently turned to Las Vegas when people on social media introduced him to a 13-pound monstrosity of a burger called the Belly of the Beast. It is made with beef patties the size of pizzas, cheese, pork belly, tater tots, Cheetos, as well as other items, and a whole lot of love. The creator of this Frankenburger is a joint called Truffles and Bacon. Now, they wanted British critics to know that it was not made to be consumed by a single individual, but rather by a table of 6. Folks online have branded the 13-pound gargantuan burger as gruesome, unhealthy, and obscene. Thankfully, Scratchy Kwando, the nod man from South Africa, weighed in saying, quote, "Wow, sounds like an awful and unhealthy decision. How do I get hold of one of those?" End quote. Now, when people in Nevada on the Vegas Strip were asked their opinion of this monstrous burger, they said things like, perfect midnight snack, does it come with fries, and it's about time you can get an entire cow on a bun. Well, I can't defend the belly of the beast from a health and nutrition perspective, but I think I can sum it up in a simple word for our friends on social media in England. America. That's what it's about. America. Yes, sir. America. And finally, our last story comes from our Something to Smile About, because the staff members at the Baja Grill in Little Rock, Arkansas, surprised Kelly Toller, a workmate, with a little something extra special for his 57th birthday. Kelly had been working as a nighttime host at the Baja Grill for nearly 2 years, but personal circumstances kept him hitching rides or having to ride a bus to get to work cross town. So his coworkers decided to bless him with a car for his birthday. Heather Baber, general manager of Baja Grill, said it was everyone's idea to present a car to Mr. Toller for his birthday. And as you can see from the video shot at the big reveal, he was incredibly moved and sincerely grateful. It's kind of nice to see people exercising the golden rule with a workmate who was in a less fortunate situation than themselves. So let me close with the words of Kelly Toller in response to this amazing surprise gift of a car. What he said was this, and I quote, "You know, they say friends are the family you would have had if you could pick your family. Well, I've been very fortunate here," unquote. That, my friend, is the American spirit at work in everyday life, and I hope you enjoyed some great news to wrap things up with. That's just one of the reasons that we read the news so you don't have to.